Some people believe Declan Rice is one of the best defensive midfielders in world football, while others think he's the most expensive fraud in Premier League history. £105 million. That's what Arsenal paid for him. More than they've ever spent on any player. More than Partey. More than Ozil. More than Henry. But after a season of divided opinions, tactical debates, and constant social media wars, one question refuses to die. Is Declan Rice actually world-class? Or did Arsenal just waste a generational amount of money on a player who only looks good because of who's around him? Back in 2013, Declan Rice wasn't seen as a future superstar. In fact, Chelsea released him at 14 years old. Too small, not technical enough, not quick enough. He joined West Ham's academy as an afterthought. Just another kid trying to make it. But everything changed when Slaven Bilic gave him his debut in 2017 at just 18 years old. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't scoring screamers. But something about him felt different. Positioning, composure, maturity beyond his years. By 19, he was West Ham's youngest ever captain. By 21, he was starting for England at a European Championship. He wasn't the fastest midfielder. He wasn't the most creative. But he read danger like a veteran. He broke up attacks. He recycled possession. He controlled games. Suddenly, people started asking whether Declan Rice could become one of the best midfielders in Europe. And the hype exploded. 2020 Euro. England's midfield was their strength. And at the heart of it, Declan Rice. He wasn't just participating, he was dominating. Against Germany, 5 tackles, 3 interceptions, 91% pass accuracy. Against Ukraine, man of the match. The Wembley crowd chanted his name. Every big club in Europe wanted him. Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal. But West Ham slapped a £100 million price tag on him. Some laughed. £100 million for a midfielder who passes sideways. But others saw what the stats couldn't show. Leadership, tactical discipline, big game mentality. In 2023, he captained West Ham to their first European trophy in 43 years. The Conference League final in Prague. 90,000 fans. Declan Rice, 24 years old, lifting a European trophy as captain. Football fans were starting to believe. The hype surrounding him exploded. He was being compared to Patrick Vieira, to N'Golo Kante, to Sergio Busquets. And then came the moment that changed everything. July 2023. Arsenal's bid, £105 million. It shattered their transfer record. It made Declan Rice the most expensive British player in history. It sent shockwaves across football. Mikel Arteta didn't just want him. He needed him. He's a generational talent, Arteta said. He'll define our midfield for the next decade. But the expectations? Crushing. When a club spends £105 million on a midfielder, people expect perfection. They expect Kevin De Bruyne's passing, Rodri's control, Kante's energy. Social media erupted. £105 million for a CDM who can't progress the ball. Arsenal just spent world record money on Scott McTominay. He's good, but he's not that good. Even pundits questioned it. Is he really worth more than Casemiro? More than Fabinho? Suddenly, Declan Rice wasn't just a player anymore. He was a statement, a gamble, a test of Arsenal's ambition. And every pass, every tackle, every game would be analyzed, criticized, scrutinized. The pressure was suffocating. And this is where the debate begins. Critics had receipts. Show me one world-class through ball. Show me one moment of individual brilliance. Show me why he's worth £105 million. And the arguments came fast. Criticism 1, limited passing range. Declan Rice completed 91% passes were backwards or sideways. Compare that to Rodri at Manchester City, 60% forward passes under the same system. He's safe. Too safe, critics argued. He doesn't unlock defenses. He doesn't create. He just recycles. Criticism 2, lack of creativity. In his first season at Arsenal, Declan Rice registered 3 assists in the Premier League, 0.4 key passes per game, 2 big chances created all season. For context, Granit Xhaka, the man he replaced, had 7 assists the season before. Arsenal didn't need a ball winner, critics said. They needed a playmaker. Criticism 3. Invisible in big games. Champions League. Quarterfinal. Arsenal vs Bayern Munich. Rice? Quiet. Outplayed by Joshua Kimmich. Bypassed in both legs. Liverpool away. Dominated by Alexis Mac Allister. Aston Villa at home. Lost the midfield battle to Douglas Luiz. Questions started appearing. Is Declan Rice actually elite? Or does he just look good against mid-table teams? Social media tore into him. Most expensive DM in history, and he gets pocketed by Luiz. The narrative shifted. Overrated, overhyped, overpriced. But this is where things get interesting. Because for every critic, there was someone ready to defend him. You don't understand what he actually does. And they had a point. Defense 1. Defensive intelligence. Declan Rice led the Premier League in tackles plus interceptions combined for 0.8 per game. Possession regains in the middle third, 7.2 per game. Duels won, 63%. He wasn't just stopping attacks. He was preventing them before they even started. Rodri himself said, "Rice is one of the smartest midfielders I've faced. He doesn't dive in. He controls space." Defense 2. Tactical versatility. At West Ham, he played as a 6, deep, shielding the defense. At Arsenal, Arteta pushed him higher. Box to box, he was asked to press aggressively, cover fullback overlaps, arrive late in the box, control transitions, and he adapted instantly. Against Tottenham in September, Rice was everywhere. 91 touches, 6 tackles, 1 goal, 1 assist, man of the match. The Emirates erupted. That's why we paid £105 million. Defense 3. Leadership and mentality. At 25 years old, Declan Rice became Arsenal's vice-captain. In pressure moments, he delivered. Scored the winner against Manchester United. Dominated the midfield in the 5-0 win over Chelsea. Bossed the North London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He doesn't hide, supporters argued. He steps up when it matters. While critics focused on his passing range, supporters pointed to something far more important: control. The problem with judging players like Declan Rice is that their best work often goes unnoticed. Let's break it down. What does Declan Rice actually do? Most fans watch the ball, but elite defensive midfielders control what happens off the ball. Rice's role at Arsenal: 1. Sit between the lines when Arsenal build up. 2. Cover space when fullbacks push high. 3. Transition defend when possession is lost. 4. Recycle quickly to maintain tempo. It's not sexy, it doesn't go viral, but it's essential. People love comparing Rice to Rodri. But here's the truth. Rodri plays in Pep Guardiola's system, the most controlled, possession-dominant system in world football. Manchester City averages 65% possession. Arsenal, 57%. City faces 8 shots per game. Arsenal, 11. Rodri's job is to control. Rice's job is to control and defend. Different roles. Creates conditions for others too. When Rice wins the ball high, Arsenal scores within 10 seconds 38% of the time. When he's on the pitch, Arsenal concedes 0.9 goals per game. When he's off, 1.6 goals per game. That's not coincidence. That's impact. Busquets once said, "You watch the game, you don't see Busquets. You watch Busquets, you see the whole game." The same applies to Declan Rice. Let's talk about the moments that define reputations. Against the Spurs in September 23rd, Arsenal 2-2 Tottenham, 87th minute. Tottenham counter. Son Heung-min running at Arsenal's defense. Declan Rice sprints 40 yards back, reads the pass, intercepts, launches the counter. Arsenal nearly scores. The commentator: "That is £105 million worth of recovery speed." Against Manchester United, September 2023. Old Trafford, 1-1, 96th minute. Corner kick. Declan Rice arrives late at the back post. Header. Goal. He rips off his shirt. The away end explodes. That's why Arsenal bought him. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, April 2024. Champions League quarterfinal. Arsenal lose 3-2 on aggregate. Rice played both legs. He wasn't bad. but he wasn't dominant. Critics pounced. Where was the £105 million man when Arsenal needed him most? Games like this are exactly why opinions on Declan Rice are so divided. So, is Declan Rice overrated? Maybe the real problem isn't that Declan Rice is overrated. Maybe it's that football fans misunderstand what elite defensive midfielders actually do. Here's the truth. What Declan Rice is elite at: defensive positioning, ball retention under pressure, transition defending, leadership and consistency, tactical intelligence. What Declan Rice is an elite at: creative passing, chance creation, long-range playmaking. And that's okay, because Arsenal didn't need another creator. They had Odegaard, they had Saka, they had Martinelli. They needed someone to protect them, to allow them to attack freely. And that's exactly what Rice does. Is he worth £105 million? In today's market, where Enzo Fernandez cost £107 million and Moises Caicedo cost £115 million. Yes, because players like Declan Rice don't grow on trees. Midfielders who can defend, lead, and perform in every system are rare. The price wasn't just for his ability. It was for his age, his leadership, his mentality, his ceiling. And whether people rate him or not, one thing is undeniable. He's already proven he belongs at the top level. At just 25 years old, Declan Rice still has years left at the top level. He has won the Premier League. He hasn't won the Champions League, but he has already won an European trophy as captain, become one of England's most important players, established himself at one of Europe's biggest clubs. Can he justify the £105 million price tag? That depends on trophies. If Arsenal wins the Champions League in the next 2 years, the debate ends. If they don't, the critics will get louder. But whether people rate him or not, one thing is undeniable. Football can't stop talking about him. Make a player crushed under impossible expectations. But until then, the debate continues. Because in football, the most interesting players aren't the ones everyone agrees on. They're the ones who divide opinion. And Declan Rice, he's one of them. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more football documentaries and watch the video on screen now. But what's your take on Declan Rice? Does he deserve all the accolades, or is he just overhyped? Let's discuss in the comments.